So this one here is just transplanted it this year. Almost all these gardenias were originally from cuttings that I rooted, and they have grown up over a few years. So the best to pick really is just when they're like this, when they're just opening, because they will open up all the way. This outer little sheath always gets abandoned, and then they open all the way out. Then they'll open up. Now these little guys are a problem. The thrips, the eternal enemy of the gardenia.
Now, that's incredible how many large gardenias there are this year.
Yeah.
This is what we've been waiting for.
If it's
And we get to see this, because
if it's too hot, if the climate's too hot in the early season, then gardenias will drop their buds. So they actually like weather in the up to the 80s, but not lower 80s. They don't like weather in the 90s. But this variety here, this is a little smaller, but it doesn't care about temperature. It produces what, 5-6 flushes like this all summer long, and it's not as showy as some of these larger varieties, but here's a comparison. But it outproduces them even by weight. It produces just a ton of flowers, that smaller variety. I have to look up what the name of that variety is. There are actually two smaller varieties. There's this one, and this is by far the more productive. And then there's this one here, which is less productive. And this one has kind of a longer stem on the flower. And here's one of these. The leaves are more pointed, and the stem is really long. But these are very nice, but they're not nearly as productive as this variety here, over here.
That's beautiful.
There's another large. Compare it to this. Hey, don't let the roses distract you. This is the gardenia.
It's like almost like the light is like whitening them out. They're so bright.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much can be seen on the
if they're in the sun.
Yeah. It's so
I'll
bright.
put it in the shade. Okay.
You see the size difference though, at least, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're just opening up, actually. There's going to be a ton more. If you come over here, you can see there'll be a bunch more. That's a beauty. Gardenia is like the queen of flowers.
The queen of flowers?
I would call it. That's just my designation, because it's not only beautiful, but it's fragrant.
Yes.
And we found out that they make a very fragrant tea as well.
What's that?
Remember? We found out that gardenias make a very nice tea.
Yes.
Wow. So these little guys, we like to shake them off.
So I'll let you get on with your flower collection while I go inside and prepare.
Juice?
Well, I was going to do that zucchini tomato prep.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Okay.
This magnolia is very nice.
This is the magnolia tree, right?
That's a volunteer from our fence row. And so I've transplanted it here, and it came up as a multi-stemmed gardenia.
Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Tree. So describe this tree for people that are unfamiliar.
Oh, it'll have big white flowers. Once in about 2 years, it should produce flowers.
The leaves are very beautiful and glossy.
And it should be here longer than we're here.
They're very tender at this stage.
These are loquats setting fruit.
Persimmon.
Persimmons. These are persimmons setting fruit. And oh, did you see the fruit on the native pawpaw?
I didn't see the pawpaw fruits yet.
Okay.
You'll have to show me because.
Come along this way.
Okay.
This is
I was thinking of collecting some of the pawpaw leaves to put into the juice.
yeah. This is the native. Here's one here.
What is the name of the?
It's acuminata. It's not the common pawpaw, which is called Asimina triloba. This is Asimina acuminata, which is only native to Florida, and it doesn't produce a sweet fruit. It produces a fruit that has all the flavor. Here's some bigger ones. They're just getting going.
These fruits and the leaves are.
We're growing them mostly for the leaves, because the growing tips of the plant, these are especially medicinal, and it's a cancer cure and many other
Anti-parasitic.
Anti-parasitic, like that. Here's another one here. And
We got these trees about 15 years ago.
yeah, I don't see the fruit. It takes a long time to get established after transplanted. But they're very, very hardy and long-lived once they're established. And of course, these are the Feijoa, pineapple guava. And the petals on these are edible. Here's a nice one here. This is a nice. They're flowering on both trees. We have 2 big bushes given by our friend Drav.
That was a wedding gift.
Yeah.
He brought these 2 trees, and they actually were relocated a few times. Finally found their way over here to this part of the property.
Very close to the house.
Lots of flowers this year. That's the most we've seen.
Yeah.
You know, and I think this is the evidence to me not to give up on the plants, because sometimes they take years, and then when they do establish, there's a growth and changes that take place every year, just like they do even in human bodies, you know, depending on the circumstances.
Look, this small acuminata here has a fruit on it. Yeah.
So that's the pawpaw fruit.
Native pawpaw.
Native Florida pawpaw, P-A-W, P-A-W, pawpaw. Last year, from the few fruits that did fruit, we got 18 seeds.
Yeah, we should start from seeds, actually.
Those were the first fruits that we had seen.
Okay. There's gardenias. Okay, look at this nice gardenia.
Thank you for the tour.
You're welcome.
We appreciate that very much.